I think we should start this. Ah! Welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host Rob. There's a Jet the dog in a hat. Jet the dog? What's this? Jet, what's this? Merry Christmas. That's it. Come here. Walk over all the microphones.
No.
I don't want to encourage you today. You can't have it. It's chocolate.
This side.
It's bad for you.
Fuck off, you wanker.
Right, okay, welcome to Honest Wargamer. My name's Rob, that's Nathan, Spleen Thief. Happy Christmas to everyone. And for Christmas, Nath, how can I say hello to everyone? We're going to do a Christmas show where we're just going to waffle. That was always the plan. But now the plan is going, yes!
Oh, yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes.
How excited are you?
1,000 million excited.
2 million percenters. So, why are you excited? Tell me. I've got some celebrations. I would like to send them all to you. Congratulations. Merry Christmas to everyone.
There's a trailer for tomorrow.
There is a trailer for the... The start of the show is always so fractured because you let the dog run in front of the screen and then you don't know what to say. Have you ever thought about that?
I've never known.
Do you want a celebration?
I don't ever know what to say.
You can't have them. Alright, hello. People in the chat. Farkanor. Merry Christmas. LLV. Well, Boba better be 99% Grots, 1% the Stormcast player. Let's hope so. Fucking, and that guy will be...
Fuck you, Gary.
Hi, Hook Pim. Hi, Santi. Happy. Hi, Mad. Merry Christmas. I think it's actually Merry Grotmas. Thank you to everyone on Twitch and Patreon who subscribe and support the show. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, that's cool. Hello. But most importantly, Grots, they are a coming. Grots, they are a coming. Grots, they are a coming.
We're going to stab some peoples.
There's going to be a lot of stabbing. So, a leaked image has gone up of the front of the battle tome, and they're called the Gloomspite Gitz. Yeah, you don't sound excited.
I'm excited. There's the cool trailer with some funny mushrooms growing out of dudes.
There is mushrooms growing out of dudes. Yeah.
There's some dude having a chat with the moon.
Well, he's a shaman.
Or is he a loon king? That's what they in the Moon Clan WhatsApp chat they were saying. That looks like it could be a loon king.
A loon king.
Yeah, I don't know where that's come from. But
what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? Do all the Grots in the WhatsApp Grots chat and already know what everything is?
No.
Okay.
It's all conjecture.
All conjecture.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show because this show is going to be 99,000% conjecture. Yeah. And then a little bit talking about Christmas, and that's the whole show. There's nothing else. So if you're like, I can't wait for some tactical insight, I can't wait for it's just going to be me and my mate on Christmas Eve with his dog. Jet, that's you. And we're just going to be talking and taking questions from the Twitch chat. You're all welcome. Anyone want anything? Let us know. I'm going to say like 1,000 different things about it. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hi, Unicorn John. I'm out for dinner, but I'm in the chat. The web store has a Grot subcategory now instead of the Moon Clan, Git Mob, and Troggoth. I think that's important. The Honest Wargamer have lifted the slacking for conjecture. We have no conjecture. All conjecture. Grub Dad, thanks for subscribing 4 months in a row. It is a grotty Christmas. So who's excited in the Twitch chat, Honest, other things, all the other places? Dad, Warhammer CG, sup everyone, screw Moon Clan, go Sky, Scourge Privateers. I'm so sorry, Dad Hammer CG. You are in the wrong fucking team for this one.
Yep.
Evening Eye and Jaws Mark. So, let's start at the beginning. How many new battle line units are there going to be? 74,000? And what would you like them to be? Grots on squigs. Squigs that have thoughts.
Why do they want thoughts?
Well, I mean, sorry, I meant sentient, but I got to talk to Moon Clan players, so I have to talk.
They'll definitely be sensual.
No, not central.
There'll be sensual squigs, and Grots riding sensual squigs essentially.
No, sentient squigs. Squigs who have thought. What if there's a squig superhero? What if there's like a squig character?
We've already got a brain squig. brains.
Yeah, but that's Nick. He's a person. No, is it going to be like a real... I enjoyed much this evening. Spin says hype level knee destroyer. That's right.
Yeah.
The knee stabbing gang is getting its own battle tome, which I'm very excited about. Seafar guy site says, right, that's the thing to talk about. Anyway, spider grots. We'll come back to that in a minute. Looking forward to that. Little pitchforks. Good evening, old boy Phil. So, grots. So battle line grots. Are they going to change them? They're sold out on the web store, or are they going to rebox them? I think rebox.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the grot battle line that we have at the moment, standard Moonclan grots, seem to be Gloomspite. Gitz.
Gloomspite Gitz. I also love that Games Workshop have put a battle tome out called Gitz. I think, fuck yeah. I mean, it's with a Z, but as a man who owns a wedding video company called The Wedding Guys with a Z, yeah, I really respect anything that's got a Z on the end instead of an S.
Yeah, it's definitely the way forward. And maybe you should spot, or somebody should start a competitive one, the Wedding Gitz. Well, you're the Wedding Guys.
Yeah, we're the Wedding Guys. Or what, you want to start competing? The Wedding Gitz. Alright.
We went to a wedding recently. Congratulations, Joseph.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Congratulations, Joe. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about this subject and we'll move on to the next subject. Always funny, you're getting further out of shot.
We always don't.
We need to approach this categorically. Everyone at home is going to be like, we can't just like fall over ourselves with excitement. So, there's so many things. Troggoths.
Yeah.
No, but are they going to be squigs that are alive?
Squigs alive, squigs. Yeah. All the squigs are alive.
Until they're dead.
They don't die. They just wait until they're ready to come back.
They're just resting. All squigs are just... In my experience, almost all squigs are just running away. That's most squigs. They just run away. Their bravery is very low.
They run away with it.
So if you guys are listening, or if you listen to the podcast, Nathan can't actually have the conversation we're meant to be doing because he's monitoring his dog, which is cute. I love Jet. I'm just like... Greco says Mangler squigs are no longer available. Well, yeah, we're going to go through the list of things unavailable on the web store. So, Moonclan grots, so Battle Lions grots not available. I imagine a reboxing. Squig hoppers, who are currently metal.
Resin. Fine cast, aren't they? But originally metal, that's why they're there.
So they'll be gone. Anything that's fine cast will be gone, in my opinion. So Mangler squigs will be gone. So, new Mangler squigs, or... Yeah, new...
Or new Mangler squigs, or maybe a different type of squig, similar sort of...
Well, we already know about the squidgian. Are we going to see an entire flying squig brigade and like a squig armada?
The squig air force.
Yeah, there's a squig air force. Yeah, yeah, like the space command, but the squig command.
It's pity we haven't had that Shadespire band out yet, because that would give us more hints, like what they all do.
I don't think we need to now. I think all the hints is going to come tomorrow, because Games Workshop today released a trailer, so it's a Monday, Christmas Eve, so Games Workshop released a trailer about a trailer, and they said there's a trailer out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's a trailer about tomorrow's trailer.
A full trailer out.
A full trailer. So we saw humans in the trailer, and they had mushrooms start to grow out of them.
That's it.
So is there going to be like a Nurgle level style of corruption in humans? Like, is it, because the old way that squigs and even orcs were created, in 40k it's spores.
Yeah.
Orcs are created via spores.
And that's the same in fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are they going to continue that? Or is it the spores infect people and then turn them into...
Into grots? I doubt it. I think it's probably something to do with magic. Or maybe the allegiance ability.
What turns them into mushrooms?
Like the light to the bad moon.
What if...
By the light to the bad moon.
By the light to the bad moon. Mick Wendell says, Hail Donald, King of the Grots, King Grotnell, the Supreme Git. Hookerpin says, Evening knee stabbers. JPIC says, hello my knee stabbing friends. The whole knee stabbing community is obviously in an uproar, because you guys have been grots and you've been called Gits and shit guts in the chat for years now. The Honest Wargaming team is just a band of Gits. So we're getting our own battle tome. I'm... hype.
Yeah. We're ready. The mortal realms are basically in shit creek now, because we're going to go take them.
That's true. That's true. I mean, people were running grot armies and they weren't even particularly great.
get stabbed in both the knees just
Yeah, but now
you were in hospital not that long ago.
That's true. That's true. Ruskies, Mo Crimbo, ho ho ho, honest wargamer. Oh, we should have thought of that. That was really clever. That guy. Hello, Mr. Rector. Merry Gitmas. Still want Battletome squigs though. I think there's going to be a lot of squigs. There's a squidgian. So we've seen flying squigs.
Yeah.
Are we going to see? So squig hoppers, I think, are just out because based on everything Games Workshop's done before, they get rid of all resin stuff. They just go nope. When it comes to new release stuff, they just go no resins. We're just doing plastic. So, and then if we look at like Beast of Chaos, no, not Beast of Chaos. Sorry, there. If we looked at Nurgle, which is this time last year with the same sort of like thing, they got Beast of Chaos, which is a kit. They got a 2-part character kit, which was the Great and Clean one. That we got
those little herald things.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 different characters. Sloppy Bar Piper was one of them. We got Horticulus Slimux. We got
those
the Pusgoyle Blight Lords. We got the Pusgoyle Blight Lord special character.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like 8 things potentially.
Yeah, and a terrain feature, the Feculent Gnarlmaw.
Yes, yeah. So, there'll be some endless spells, because it has been with every release. Like AOS 2 is Battletome, endless spells.
Yeah, it seems to be endless spells in there. So we're hoping for your 3 endless spells.
Yeah,
and then possibly a terrain feature.
I think definitely a terrain feature. I think they're like they're not dumb as a company. They're like, okay, people are super excited about the Battletome. What can we sell them on launch day? We can sell them the terrain feature, which you have to have in the army now.
Yeah.
We can sell you, which is also free as well. So that's kind of like always added financial cost. I'm not cussing it because I love.
So
yeah, I like them all. I was like, do I like the boat? But I do like the boat. I just most of the time you see the boat like sprayed white and then ghosted coloured, but I like the boat. Yeah. So yeah, terrain feature and then 3 endless spells. So speculation time. What are the 3 endless spells going to be? Speculation. One of them, a giant moon.
The moon.
I'm just saying it. Just a giant moon like a comet. I don't know. Because I know nothing, by the way, everyone. So I'm like fucking this is Rob in full height knows nothing mode.
Yeah.
Giant moon.
A giant moon. I mean, we've got Ravanax jaws, but you would have thought something like that, big set of squig jaws running around.
Oh my god, yes.
Or the Curse of the Bad Moon, you could make that into a spell quite nicely. That was great. Big fucking thing.
Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be fun. Just see what the guys. Spleen Thief says Mushroom Field. I hope for terrain. Endless spells will be at least Bad Moon and Doomshroud Nuke. Endless spell and terrain thing will be a thing. Surely, I think we all agree. Got to be a giant mushroom terrain thing. We all agree. But and this is really important. A lot of people thought, as did I, that it was going to be a Moonclan Battletome. But I think we'll talk about the endless spells again in a minute, maybe. But I think what we're all going to see, or what I get from that trailer and what I definitely get from the name and from everything that's out of stock on the web store is that, so it's called Gloomspite Gitz, so I assume that thingies are in it as well. Git mob.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Look, so because if you look at Beast of Chaos as a book.
So you reckon the Git mob will lose their standard boys? Or do you think that
are they resin?
No, they're plastic.
No, keep them.
But they're quite old plastic.
Oh, are they? Do you think they get new ones?
Don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I would just assume that what they'll do, Beast of Chaos style, is they'll just lump it all in together, and then because I don't imagine they're going to do a Spider-Fan Grotz thing, but then we did see a Battletome all on their own, but maybe we will. But then the start of the trailer, they've got a stick, and they've got a spider on it.
On the skull with some legs. Yeah,
a skull with some legs. Well, it's 8 legs.
Okay.
So it's a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I reckon it will just. And like everyone's saying in the chat, I think it's just going to be all grots.
All the grots together.
All the grots together, as we should be. One nation under the moon.
No, only moon clans.
You literally played a game with me last night where it had Git mobs and moon clan in.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
And Spider-Fang.
Yeah. So you've always been about all the grots together.
I know.
Apparently the Git mob kit is a horrible plastic kit, according to LV. Hi, bro. Greco knew would be great. Merry Christmas to everyone, by the way. Merry Christmas. Namaste. Hanukkah. Thanksgiving. Beelzebub.
Boo waka waka chaka.
And all that as well, yeah. Jack Spencer, how long before we get specialist Git hunting Stormcast? That would be good. If they're like made into like... Let's break everything down, right? Let's break every word, and I want to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, right, Gloomspite Gitz.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not Moonclan.
No.
Because that would be just a moon. But they did say in the trailer, Dabba, the moon.
Yeah, there was a dude talking to the moon. On the front of the book, there's a dude dressed like a moon.
We're gonna in detail
Carrying
examine the book. Yeah, we're gonna let's do the words first. We're gonna do each bit in like this is gonna be speculation to a degree that's never been done before for any other reason. Yeah, you know when anyone does like a Marvel trailer, they're like, well, right, what's every single faction of it? We're gonna do it all. Then we'll do it again tomorrow, but we'll do like the trailer. Okay, what have we learned? How long? Merry Christmas, Strength Hammer. Hope you're doing well. You're doing great on those. They're not called dunks. What is it when you're squatting? Squats. Great. Oh boy, Phil, I'm celebrating Gloomspite Gitz, released by putting together the Shadespire Gitz.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Right. So
no, if they're anything to go by, awesome.
It's going to be a great release.
Yeah.
So Gloomspite. So Gloom, they live in caves. Gloomy, it's not really moon related.
They own the whole. People think Malarian owns Shadow, the realm of Shadow, but it's not. It's Gitz.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so maybe they own. Yeah, they do. Maybe.
Malarian
fuck,
can live.
Fuck Malarian. Yeah, fuck all the Elvie boys.
They can live in a little shack in the corner.
Yeah.
The rest of it's ours.
Yeah. Robo says, let's start with G. Oh, I'm going. Gloomy. So I think caves, there's going to be a lot of cave stuff. But maybe what they do is they turn the moon on, and then like, or they like make the moon go away, and then in the gloom is when they get you. Like the shadow people.
Yeah. Gloom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But spite's an interesting word.
Hate.
Yeah.
Nasty little hateful suckers. We love them.
Spiteful. That's quite good. That's quite a good description for Grotz, I think. Spiteful. Like, yeah. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think that's quite cool. And then Gitz. Perfect.
Yeah.
Gitz
are just...
Well, yeah, they are them fucking Gitz. You were like, oh, these Gitz. And also, you could be like, who have you brought? Be like, I've got my band of Gitz, and I'm ready to play. I think amazing work, Games Workshop, on putting Gitz in there. So I think that's quite brave.
Yeah.
Like, for them.
I think I do prefer Gitz to Grotz, so yeah, I'm in on Gitz.
What, you think they're going to take the Grot keyword away?
No, I'm sure that'll still be there.
So Grot's the racial type, but Gitz is what? So are we saying a collective of Grots is a Git?
I don't think the Gitz or the Grots have got that bothered about their language formation.
Well, I am.
What we use when we're going to tell each other to go and stab something.
Yeah, but when you get a mob of Grots together, it's a Gitz. It's like a murder of crows.
Probably a murder of Gitz as well. In fact, in that other picture that they've got on the community site, there's some shadowy type things crawling out of like a stick, and they've got big hook nose. They look like a murder of crows, but they're like.
Well, we've seen the Squidgian, so maybe they're flying Grots.
Yeah, could be.
It's
like Superman.
He's like an excited 6-year-old kid being like, Dad, we could go to the moon. Like, we could do, son. The answer is we're not going to. So All Boy Phil says Forest as well are very gloomy. Mick Wendell kind of sound like the Irish people, spiteful, begrudging bastard, the lot of us. I'm George Mark from the leaked image I saw earlier. They look like they have guns and grenades. What the? I'm George Mark. Link the leaked image. Link it in the chat. You can do that here. That's fine. Rex Santy, I thought they were spider legs poking out. All right. So we like the name. Does anyone hate the name? Let's take both sides of this argument. Does anyone hate the name? I love the name. Gloomspite Gitz. Gloomspite Gitz. Gloomspite Gitz. Pirate Gitz, says Castrak.
Everybody's going to hate the name when we're stabbing them.
They'll be like, oh, Gloomspite Gitz. But then what's really cool about that is you don't have to be like, Daughters of Cain, quite overpowered. You can be like, the Gitz are so gitty. Such a git. Yeah. The Gitz players. My big question is, Nathan, is the Moon Clan Grots chat changed their WhatsApp name yet to... Are you going to change it right now?
No, we haven't, because Moon Clan are the best, boss.
Well, then you would have to start a Gloomspite Gitz WhatsApp chat. What's that? 2 means love the name, says Mr. Hector. The green skin counterparts of Caradrons, says Castrax. Battle Knee Sabbers. I don't think they're going to be like flying grots. I think they might.
Or like the grot scuttlers that were spoke about in previous things. Yeah.
I hope they reimagine the Doom Diver, which I feel is quite an iconic model.
Yeah, I think the grot artillery pieces are quite mental. So
they're quite iconic, aren't they? Really. Yeah. So it would be cool if there was
quite fun if there were some of them. And I mean, we still got the Squid Gob, obviously. Forge World, that's going to hang around. That's just an awesome. That's probably the best thing ever.
Yeah, but then also, what if there were more now?
Yeah. Other varieties.
Yeah, I'd like it if there was a Doom Diver, like a Doom Diver variant.
Or a Squig Lobber or something like that.
Yeah, Squig Lobber would be great. Yeah. Really hope we get a unit of grots in the moon armor. So let's look at the book, Nathan. The book front cover. Yeah. And let's analyze this. So the book I've seen, I think, is a special edition book cover because it looks like the Stormcast book. Everyone was like, "This book is fake," and I was like, "Nah." You can see what Games Workshop stuff.
Well, the picture of the moon behind the guy's face, that's very similar to the moon that's on the front page of the community site.
Yes.
So if you zoom in on that moon, it's almost exactly the same picture. Just
have you seen the size of that squig in the background?
Just flicked
to the
around.
left, just there.
Yeah.
So you can find these on my Twitter, by the way, which is just currently in the chat. Hi, the Adequate Wargamer. So there's a giant squig in that background.
There's a huge squig, yeah. It's like the size of Colossal, but there's a dude riding it.
There is a dude riding it. Oh my god, that would be cool if there's like a Maw Crusher, but it's a squig or a squig shaman. Nath, what do you think? I'd be quite excited if the entire battle team is centered quite heavily around magic.
Yeah, I would have thought so. When you look at the fungoid cave shaman, I think magic's going to be quite a thing. I would have thought, especially I mean, because that's a great way of giving the smaller diminutive folk a bit of an upper hand. Give them magic.
Well, because they aren't strong and big, so okay.
And use magic to rinse their way through, but I bet it'd be unpredictable and mental. I mean, that guy's carrying a massive basket of mushrooms.
So which guy? Yeah, so there's like a collector guy, but this guy. So in the bottom left-hand corner of the image we're looking at, this guy's got 3 eyes and a bumpy head. Yeah. So he's not my traditional image of a grot, but he has got the pointy ears of a grot.
Yeah.
But the 3 eyes, I think, is quite odd. Do you not think?
Yeah, 3 eyes. That's fairly similar to like some of the spider stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't thought about that. So yeah, maybe there's like a whole like many-eyed grot sort of situation going down.
So, do some of the Scutlings have 3 eyes?
I don't know. I've got bloody 40 of those little Gitz as well. Oh my god!
Yeah, but he does look like a farmer type, doesn't he? And then his head looks like a big spore sack.
Oh well, maybe they've got like a farming cast who like collect all of the mushrooms, and it looks like he's got loads of oh no, he's got mushrooms on his back or potions, right?
Mushrooms, and then looks like he's carrying like a Venus flytrap type mushroom squig type thing.
So the 3-eyed guy apparently is holding a squig. I reckon spleen thief. He reckons. Oh, has he got a tongue lashing out of that?
Yeah, there's tongue sticking out of that thing. It looks a bit like a cross between a squig and maybe a Venus flytrap type mushroomy thing.
Oh, yeah. So maybe like it'd be cool if they had something that was very much like, I don't know, like Sylvaneth Wildwoods. Thank you very much, Mr. Director. He's linked it in the chat, so we can all be looking together. Looks great. I got to tell you, my favourite bit about this image, I think the whole thing's great, and I love all the stuff in the background as well. But I love the armour, like
on the main dude.
On the main dude in the middle, like that's the thing that straight away I was like, okay, instead of being wrapped in robes, a heavily armoured grot, and then but still quite stylized, right? Because like the helmet is like moon shaped.
Yeah.
It's covered in mushrooms on the back, which is kind of like lends it that organic vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
But the whole thing is very medieval armour.
Yeah.
Like pauldrons, It's got the whole leg. It's got the knee braces. It's even got the armored feet. So it does look like they're like built for war. This particular guy.
This guy does. Yeah. He looks like he's probably a war boss or an elite sort of dude.
Maybe. Yeah. Probably a war boss. That makes loads of sense. I'd love it if they have like a storm vermin equivalent, right? Because so far you've only had everyone's just been in cloth.
Yeah, loads of little stabbers running around.
But like an elite infantry would be really cool. What if they're like Gene Cult, says JP. Now we know that Games Workshop actually, if we look at not Carriage Overlords, so sorry, I'm Neth Deepkin, Nathan.
Yeah.
They are a copy and paste effectively of Dark Eldar, really narratively. Just like change some of the words around and basically it's the same story. Which I think is really, really cool. And then the Witch Cults and Daughters of Cain are basically the same as well. If we're looking at like Grots in 40k, I don't really see the equivalent because they're kind of like quite a beat up society, but I could see these being like a Gene Stealer cult equivalent where they infect people and they build war bands by like having people like the curse. The curse of the bad moon could be like, it goes onto a village and then slowly over time they like get corrupted and turned into
turning people into grots.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, I can see them. That's how they kill them and turn them into slaves, maybe.
He's a squig handler. The Warhammer Underworld Warband has this dude in it, and he comes with 2 squigs. I love the punk squig in the background there. Yeah. Well, he's not a punk squig. He's a squig with a dude on top. We're pretty certain. That's what it looks like. I love how much this image is being like scrutinized and analyzed. And you can see behind the main guy, Nath, there's a Moonclan Grot, definitely. I can see his hood and the entire shape. And then on the right, there's a Gitmob Grot, I'm pretty certain.
On the right?
Do you not think? Oh no, that's another Moonclan Grot, actually.
It's all got black hoods. Everybody there, I can see.
So maybe we're seeing the end of the Gitmob Grots. Maybe they won't be in there, which would be a shame.
Trying to see if you can spot a troll anyway.
Troll! Yes, so let's talk about that. Troggoths. So they also have gone offline, Nathan, on the web store. They have become... they've gone last chance to buy. So last chance to buy usually means that they're either being reboxed, and I can't imagine the Troggoths being reboxed because we've seen the Troggoth from the Warband, right? So from the Shadespires Warband. Yeah. So I'm pretty certain.
And he's covered in mushrooms and stuff. So
covered in them.
And Moonclan icons, moons. So it does look like he'll be very close to these guys, but we're hoping he's going to be in the same book as them. Well, his mates are anyway.
I'd say certainly. I'd say so. Like, because there'd be no point in taking them off the web store at the same time, because they weren't currently in that faction, were they?
No.
Right. So you just do a bit of logic, and I think that all works out together. Yeah. So in Zarbag's Gitz, no, it's not in Zarbag's Gitz, is it? It's in the unreleased.
Yeah, unreleased.
Shadespire Warband.
Yeah. So there's a troll, and then a load of different types of squig. Basically, there's a flying one. There's one that's just stalactite type one.
All right.
There's a weird angry mushroom one. They're pretty fucking sweet.
So they're called Molog's Mob, thanks to Templar, our Shadespire expert. What a superstar.
Molog's Mob.
So overall, Troggoths being in, I think that's really interesting. I think it would be really good. We've petitioned for this for a long time. Troggoths actually being part of the army. I would love it if the Troggoth Hag, so from Forge World, it becomes part of that story, and then is like useful. Like, I would like it. Wouldn't it be nice if they embraced the Forge World element of their company, and they were like, so they've got the Troggoth Hag, cool, we'll write our rules into the battle tome. I almost guarantee that none of the Forge World War Scrolls will be in there, nor their story, which I think is super sad, in my opinion. But it would be really good, because I would love the story of the Troggoth princess.
Yeah,
I think. Are you still looking?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're looking on the right-hand side of that picture, there's loads of mushrooms there.
Yeah.
So is that potentially the terrain feature, or else if you look behind them, there's like a big thing with a moon on the top, looks like a shrine maybe, or maybe that's one of the endless spells. So will they have a shrine, but like the Herdstone, or will they have, or is that an endless spell, like a shadowy thing that's just leaking out?
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about the endless spells because there's been so much to talk about it. Trolls are now, thanks to what Phil, trolls are now in the grot section, Nathan, on the web store.
Yeah.
Troggoths are coming to this. In the Gitz, there's going to be some Troggoth Gitz. I got to tell you that I think more than anything, the Troggoths are the bit that excite me the most, Nath, because they haven't been seen in Age of Sigmar really, not since the early days when they were kind of okay. They were quite, at one point they were quite a competitive choice. This is in the way backs of Age of Sigmar. But now, and they haven't been seen for a long time, not realistically, not in competitive play. And it would be amazing to see an army of Troggoths, especially if they had like a Troggoth character, or if they had a Troggoth monster, or just, if they're just their heavy hitters, they're heavy infantry.
What's that there?
What, on his arm?
No, so, no, just to the right of his arm, there's like a big mouth. Is that a mouth?
I don't know. Can't see. Can't make it out. Not. Wait, that's a spider! There's a spider there. Look, that's a spider. It's a spider leg. Oh my god. I am so excited. If the it's not 100% sure whether or not the spider fangs are in it. I'm pretty certain, but I'm so excited if the spider fangs are in it as well. Because me and Nath played a game last night, and actually the spider fang, the Ragnarok spider with the shaman on top is a level 2 caster wizard, and it's so good in the game realistically, and I don't know why more people haven't taken it. So, and I also think Spider Rise is really good. So if nothing else, just give me one battalion, just the old battalion that used to exist. Give me that one battalion back. I'll be using Spider Fang Grots, no questions asked. That battalion was freaking sweet because it made all Spider Fang Grots immune to battle shock if they were within range of the big mama spiders, the Arachnaroks. So just amazing. Just what I want. Just give me them back. Give me them back. Do you think we'll get all new Moonclan Grots with Iron Moon chin armor? Oh yeah, because they've got chin armor as well, haven't they?
There's a few in there. Yeah, there's another one there in the background. I mean, there's a few without the chin armor. So maybe the ones with the chin armor are like the herders, because that one is stood next to a squig.
What, so chin armor is a herder?
It might be herders, yeah.
Do squigs have a propensity to eat chins?
Oh no, Jet likes to lick my chin. But he's weird and not really a squig.
No, he's a dog, but he's kind of like a squig.
So no, I'm looking at the shadows behind that squig, and I'm wondering if that's a troll.
A troll?
Yeah. Is that a troll?
Is that a troll?
Is that a troll?
Is that a troll? I got to say, I don't know.
But there's.
So I think that's is that
coming tomorrow? The bigger trailer. I mean, so I think we've had a great look at the front cover.
But is that it looks like that's the special edition front cover.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Then the trailer. Shall we look at the trailer?
Oh yeah, the trailer. We got to do it with the sound off though. The trailer is very good, but it's just a trailer for a trailer.
A trailer for a trailer. Yeah, it's definitely got 8 legs. You're right.
Yeah, the first bit. Didn't do it with the sound off, did you?
No.
Sorry, neither did I. So yeah, he's got 8 legs. So there's a moon at the start, or it looks like 2 moons at the start.
Yeah, there's a little moon.
There's a little moon and a big moon. Merry Christmas, Rob Ellis.
Or is it a moon? Is it?
Maybe it's a drawing.
Yeah.
So
there's something. Yeah.
That's an 8 legs. So Spider Fang confirmed. I'm confirming it. Spider Fang. Yeah, and then this looks like they're definitely humans.
Yeah,
that are having mushrooms grow out of them.
Yeah. So either, like you say, they're being corrupted, or else it's just a spell that's killing them.
Oh, it could be a spell. That makes loads of sense. There's some really big mushrooms in the background in that shot, actually, as well. Like if you look, like stalactites of mushrooms.
Yeah, quite similar. I guess to those stalactite type squig things. Oh, no, they're bigger than that, yeah. And then there's that guy that the Moon Clan chat are calling the Loon King.
What, this guy?
Yeah, the one that with his back to us.
Yeah, and he's got a big moon.
A moon on a stick.
My girlfriend is going to be so fucking confused tomorrow when I'm like, shut your mouth while this 2-minute video happens. Yeah, there is no talking. She's like, is it the Queen's speech? I'm like, no, it's the Loon King's speech. Redstone says, new unit, Slavens, basically poxwalkers, but with grot mushrooms instead of Nurgle infection. That would be cool. That would be really cool. And then, yeah, basically, the bad moon spoke to me once. Oh, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's the clue. Maybe that, like...
there's 2 moons in that picture as well.
Ah, there is. So maybe there's a good moon and a bad moon.
Bad moon's much bigger than the good moon.
Well, yeah, but then maybe that's the point. You don't know, right?
It's obvious. That's the way it's always going to be.
So my question is, Nathan, and I've never done this before, and I don't think we should, but should we do the review of a Gloomspite Gitz Battle Tome high on mushrooms? And then we could be like the Legends of the Painted Men. That would be the best Twitch show ever.
Never tried a magic mushroom.
Oh my God says, what do you think will be released tomorrow? I think more than likely tomorrow the trailer will be what we'll see. If we're seeing the trailer now, my basic assumption is that the Battle Tome will be on pre-order for this Saturday.
That'd be cool.
I'd say that seems accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of their trailers where they show you loads of the models, I reckon.
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be a bit of fluff,
narrative,
story, narrative, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm interested in seeing. What the story is. How come they're controlling all of the realm of Uglu and half? I'm actually really excited about the narrative. Like, because hi Soupster, Merry Grotmas. The Shadow Moon on the top right side of the tome looks like a Battle for Skull Pass building. Oh yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not super hyped about the Gloomspite Gitz, says Dashme, but I'm really happy that everyone here is so excited about all this grot stuff. So that's good. And Wargamer, so like the Nurgle release last year, I would say it's exactly in line with the Nurgle release. You can kind of track Games Workshop's release methodology now because they're so... Did they have last year the 12 days of Nurgle or something, didn't they?
Huh?
Something like that. They had some 12 days of Nurgle or...
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, we're just going to have one big day of grots tomorrow.
Just
bang!
All grots. I reckon, yeah, so hi Velatron, hope you're well, Merry Christmas. Tom, just get the leg drugs back, they were quite good. Mick Wendell, what sort of name characters do you think we'll see? Alright, so Nathan, let's do our wish list now. So yeah, what do we think is going to be out? I think trailer tomorrow, and I think the date for the release schedule. Although Games Workshop can sometimes like make mistakes, like trailer for a trailer is great, that gets us hyped for tomorrow, that's really exciting, well into it. If then that trailer just goes coming soon, I'll be like,
there's another trailer.
Yeah, there's another trailer. I'm like, fucking hell!
Trailer for a trailer for a trailer.
K-Dread, I want trolls. Pre-order will be for the 5th of January, I heard, says Mr. Hector. Okay, so there you go, that's Mr. Hector's gossip. You should review the book now with made up and balanced rules. No, I want them to be the most broken, overpowered. You're never going to see anyone be like, hey Nath, there's this thing that they can do that's super over the top, and that's great for the game. but Rob, no one else will be able to use their armies. Good. Continue on. Mick Wendell says, I'm hoping for a really beaten old man getting full armour with a gaggle of squigs on a leash. That would be cool, like an old wise grot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really good. So vid tomorrow, then 12 days of incremental hype, Battle Tome in Feb. No, I think Battle Tome January. Because Nurgle was in January, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. I think that Battle Tome in January.
Please in January.
Please, tomorrow. Just be like, actually, there's no pre-order period because it's super weird to pre-order a book that you can digitally get online, at any point.
Here it is.
Just so it's released. Velatron, I just want the lovely hag to be able to be part of the Grots team without being an ally. Yeah, that's literally, we just said that. I think it would be a really big statement if Games Workshop just went over and just said to the Forge World guys, hey, we've written the Troll Hag into... I already think they did a great job when they did that, and Nathan's going to disagree, I know, but they did a great job when they did that, obviously, with Chaos Dwarves. They stuck them in the main rule book,
What are those?
The Legion of Asgore. They stuck them in the main book that they released.
That compendium thing.
Yeah, my actual army. Yeah. So it would be amazing if they went over and said to Forge World, or just said to Forge World, look, we're going to write the Troll Hag in. We're going to write the Squid Gobbler in. Just get him in. That would be really cool. The Dark Artisan. Velotron. Thank you so much for donating 10,000 bits for Christmas. Wow. And also, some of this money goes towards direct relief. So any money that I think Twitch, they mirror it and they send money to direct relief, of which $332,000 has gone to direct relief from Twitch subscribers.
Wow.
So, and Velotron, thank you. Merry Christmas. Sorry for guys having gone AWOL. Love you bits. Merry Xmas. Hashtag charity. So yeah, that's amazing. Thank you very much. That's very lovely. It's very lovely. Talking about people donating bits like Velotron and everyone else, I'm going to get back to the Moon Clan in a bit. But me and Nathan, because of you incredible guys, so the guys in Australia did a crowdfunding to send us over there. We're working, but when you're talking about Warhammer, does that really work?
Sure.
So we're going there, and then we're also if you're into Age of Sigmar, we're doing CanCon, and then we're doing Warlord games. We're doing the team event, which will be, as far as I'm aware, the first live streamed Age of Sigmar team event in the world, over from Northern Ireland. So Paul and those guys and Pete and the team. So it's amazing. I was on the phone with them the other day, and my brain's racing. How do we cover team events? I'm so hype about that. And there's an amazing roster of players going over to play in that. And then the week after that, I'm just popping down to London with an amazing, and I'm doing the London Masters. It's a small, intimate tournament of professional gamers. And I'm being put up on someone's couch, which I think is just lovely. They'll message me. So
something's going to happen on the couch.
Sleep.
Sure.
Dark Artsman, she has 14 damage bracket because she used to have 16 wounds. Now she has 14, so how can she have lost 14 wounds and then use the last bracket if she's dead? Dark Artisan, well done. No one's picked up on the fact. Papine, a bad day playing Warhammer is better than a good day at work. That's true.
It's true.
The Templar, wait, are you at Magic Madhouse, Rob? I am. That'll be... I don't even know the date of this stage. Maybe Valentine's Day. So, I'm either in Ireland or London Valentine's Day. But my point is, live stream Warhammer, and it's thanks to donations like Velotron that we're going to be able to do some super impressive coverage. So I just want to say thank you to Velotron. Well, thank you to everyone on Patreon this year. You've made it so that we can do this as a business. So that's amazing. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on Twitch. You guys are great. Yeah, the London Masters LOV. LOV should be excited about this. Big shout out to LOV, who this year has tirelessly worked his balls off to put stats out there. And I don't think having the environment where we have stats is sensational, because it allows players to just say, hey, I'm doing well or I'm not doing well. But that's fine, because I know for a fact my army shouldn't be doing particularly well based on stats. And I suppose the big furore around the FAQ was around the fact that everyone knows that the stats are really representative, and therefore, Daughters of Cain probably needed looking at. But don't worry, everyone was like, what if Moon Clan Grots just stop Daughters of Cain? And I'm like, what if they just fucking stop everyone?
They do. Just a second, who brought a moon?
Oh, Mick Wendell, 550 bits, a little Irish clover. Merry Xmas to you too. Love you, love the show. You're great. Finally back on my computer, says Elwood Grimm. Can someone link the Grots pick again, please? It's on my Twitter. I don't know how I even get my own name up on this. Rob? Let's do not try that. No, fucking doesn't matter. Shit. I will be bringing you the best coverage ever. Oh, I don't know how to bring up my own Twitter on the show. So thank you. That means the world to us. Nath, have we got anything else to say about this? Oh, endless spells? Any final thoughts? I want them to have 1 million endless spells.
See, they're really so good with the endless spells that we've got, just the generic ones. When they're going to have their own special ones, they're going to be kicking people in the dick. That's the thing. At the moment, I think the Moon Clan, the Grot lists are steady. Just now with abilities and new units, they're going to be running all over the place, ripping people's faces off.
Netters. What's really strong about Moonclan already is that they're already their battle line are naturally -1 to hit, and it's quite cheap to put 60 wounds on the board. Like, and 60 wounds, like, and I know, like, they don't have the most impressive save, but that doesn't really matter because a lot of people aren't really built for taking out hordes. Like, they don't put it in their army. Right, LLV, I apologise. I need to message him back. I have fucking. And when I told LLV, like, you don't reply to our messages. I'm like, I don't reply to most people's messages. It's not that I don't mean to. It's just I get caught up in one message thread, and then another message thread, and then Nathan gets attacked by the police. And we'll talk about that in a bit. Mushroom Cloud, Endless Spell. Send me a message, but I'm going to get back to you all today. I'm going to send you all a message, a long, heartfelt message today. Fucking Christ. I am shit at talking to people. Right, okay.
Yeah, bottles are better. Best place for messages.
Huh?
Bottles, best place for messages.
Right. Merry Christmas to everyone. That's my. What's Mr. Prescott drinking? Some Red Bull, I think.
Yeah.
You've got anything else to say about the Grots before we go? We're not going, but before we move on subject, I would talk about it all day, but I feel like it would just be me being like, hey Nath, what if they've got Manglers that are bigger? And then, hey Nath, what if they've got Grots? What if they've got the Black Coach, but it's led by Grots? Say something. Say anything. In fact, I'm...
Doesn't matter. The Black Coach is going to get smashed to pieces by Grots and their squigs.
So, Alec Wargame, a question: what's your favourite part of a new battle tome? A, pre-release, this bit where you know something is coming and every crazy thought is within the realm of possibility. B, the release when you can see what the actual options are and all about planning and building your next army. So for me, it depends on the release.
For me, it's C, getting my hands on that book and reading all the fluff in the front and like going and then looking at the rules saying, did they do that? At the moment Moonclan are pretty good because what the rules put the character of the Moonclan across fairly well, I think, on the table. They're vicious little bastards, and they're pretty hard to get hold of and pin down, but once you start like knocking them about a bit, then they do run away pretty quick. So so I'm just hoping that it's all going to be much of the same.
Yeah, well, so my answer to that question would be probably that in stages. Like, I love this stage. What's it going to be, right? And then the thing is, and we kick on Games Workshop sometimes when they do shit bad, but let's talk about stuff that they are phenomenal at. And that's models, right? They put out models that, and other companies make great models too, absolutely. Absolutely. But like when it's their IP and they know what they're doing, and they like really hit you with it. Like the Shadespire warbands are just mind-boggling. Like that Troggoth is mind-boggling, and they're like, I was so amazed by the Caradron Overlords release, and I still am. And I really like, and I was working at the company at the time. And I said, Games Workshop understand at least their own setting now. They know what Age of Sigmar is. Yeah, and they put out the Caradron Overlords. I was like, right, they get their own game now. Like, which sounds silly, but they did basically break it, and then were like, we don't know what we've got.
Rebuilt it.
Yeah. But now I was like, okay, you've got it. Like,
they've hit their stride, definitely.
Yeah, and
Age of Sigmar. Yeah.
Really,
the models are great. I think the story's coming along really, really well.
Well, I'm just trying to focus on the models for a second, because so the process, if you guys aren't 100% aware, their process is the models guys design the models, then they kick it up to the background guys and the rules guys, and the background guys and the rules guys go, okay. Like the rules guys go, well, that looks like a poker, so that's probably like a stabber. So then they start writing rules for it being a stabber, and they go, well, it's quite big, and they honestly do this. They go, it's quite big, so maybe 8 wounds. That's honestly what they do when it comes to that, and that's how they start putting.
You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you do have absolutely.
So start with the models.
But then the narrative guys also, you got to remember that when the model designers are designing it, if you look at any interview that they have with any of the models designers, they're actually writing the story as they're designing the model. So they're like, well, he's got a prodder because he actually herds these squigs, and so it goes quite fully formed up to the next department.
Yeah. Well, it helps them if they're modelling something, if they've got a reason for it to be a function. The functions of what that thing is will become obvious, and then you can tell people, well, this guy is a farmer. He's got farming implements.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But when they get quite fantastical, like I can imagine it's quite hard. But they usually have, and I've spoken to those guys, I've interviewed those guys. I'm sure there are going to be more interviews from Games Workshop where they will interview those guys. So that's their process. So for me, that's where the excitement starts, because I looked at that Troggoth with the mushroom hat from the Shakespeare Warband, and I was like, they're going all the way with it. They're going for like moss and growth, and I was like. And that's where I think they've hit their stride. That's not a criticism on the rules guys, it's not a criticism on the background writers. I think it's that department, that's who have hit their stride. Because you're seeing that come through, and they're like, and it's wonderful. And I'm like, Squidgen, I can leave the Squidgen. Yeah, if I'm honest. The Black Coach, can't leave the Black Coach alone. They're like, they smashed it with the Black Coach.
Fuck you, Squidgen kicks the Black Coach.
But if they have armoured, like if they have like an armoured core of like Moon Clan who are like more elite and a little bit grow, like do they grow? My long story, all of it is the answer to that question. Because so number one,
again.
Spear Chuckers, Stotlins, Veltron, how do you guys feel about blue smurfing grots looking for a different colour scheme? Absolutely. Like that's the other really cool thing as well. Like with the grots, Nath, you can. And the Mortal Realms, as we've started to see, help yourself. It's Christmas. Nathan's eating a French fancy, everyone, for Christmas. Yeah. Are they having mushrooms growing off the back of humans? They are. I think we think that they infect human beings, or potentially they get cursed by the moon, and then they become maybe grot. Oh yeah. Which French fancy have you gone for?
I've gone for a yellow one.
I'm going for a pink one. It's much tastier. Much tastier.
Sure.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas to you too. So are there literally millions of model designs initially, and they select a few shortlisted to fit the narrative? No, they well, yes and no to a degree. But there's a guy whose job it is to keep. What's really cool, because I interviewed him once, and his name. I'm so sorry. Like one of the managers. His job is he talked about the profile of an army.
Yeah.
So the silhouette. Of an army and how it looks. So someone earlier on in the chat was like, I hope there's a centerpiece. And he was saying that like when they come to, because he was talking about Death Guard at that point.
Yeah.
And the model guys kind of off camera were like, man, we could have done an entire codex that's just Nurglings. The whole thing could just be Nurglings because they just were having a way with it. They were like, we've designed like 1 million. And these guys are creatives, right? Like, someone's like, great idea for a Nurgling, another great idea for... I'm sure you can't stop them. I'm sure some days it's like hard work, but I imagine most time it's not.
Can you do a barrel, please, and leave the Nurglings alone?
Yeah. This is now a barrel with a Nurgling in it, wearing the barrel. No, I just wanted one barrel. I think the new kid has to do the barrel. New kid, do a barrel. But I did a crate last time. When do the Nurglings happen?
After promoted to barrel.
So they talked about the silhouette. The models, we flippantly, do I flippantly say it? I'm going to say I flippantly say it, and you can agree or disagree with whether or not you do. The model designers smash. That has to be, people talk about Games Workshop and why they're so successful. I think the model designers have got to be like the key element of that, because they're brave, I think, with some of their stuff, and it's quite good. Well, I really like it anyway. And then when it gets kicked up, and like you said, my issue is going to be, do I read the rules first or the story first? And the problem is, if I read the story first, I get super hype. Because if there's like, let's say there's a Troggoth unit, I don't know, but let's say there is. Yeah, and they're like, and they waded into clan rats and they beat 8,000 of them, and I'm like, whoa, what, like 3 of them in this story beat up 8,000 like clan rats, amazing. Then I go read them and they're like 1 attack each hits on a 4, and I'm like, fucking fuck. Like, so I don't want to get like, I get a little bit nervous about reading the story first, because sometimes there is a disparity between the epicness of them in the story and then the reality of them on the table, which is why the reality of them on the table is sometimes kind of a grander story, because it's more realistic. Like if we talk about Moonclan Grots, yeah, like on the tabletop, like Grots are always the heroes, right? They hold objectives, they be little Gitz, and they're just amazing. But then if we talk about, like, we don't need to ever read a story about squig hoppers. We know that they're just going to run away from any situation. All the time. All the while. They're bravery 3.
So? 4.
4. You kill one, more than likely, more of them are going to run away.
One of my squig hopper riders put a wound on a Star Drake.
And then what happened to his unit?
It doesn't matter. That Star Drake is running. He didn't even have a sword in his hand. He slapped the Star Drake and left a handprint. That is bad. Like that. That hurt. I'm dying.
True MD, thanks for subscribing. Merry Christmas.
Every time a rider of a squig hopper puts a wound through on something, you've just won the game. It doesn't matter what else happens from that point on. It's like, bang, and a Stormcast turns into a bolt of lightning, goes back to get reforged, and he's got a handprint across his face because the Grot has slapped him.
Valadium, thanks for subscribing as well. Merry Christmas for 9 months as well. You're awesome. Do you know what? Do you know what's really upsetting for me? Not upsetting for me because like it's Christmas and it's the time to be like giving. Like I'm very excited for you, yeah, because you've been playing Moonclan all this while, and I would love to play this army. It would be good, but it seems like a resource management waste if I was to also invest in the army when more than likely you're going to have the army coming out in spades and available for me to use at any point. So stabbing all them Grots, your Grots specifically, is someone asked if we can do battle reports. If we're able to do battle reports the day of the book release, we'll just do battle reports, yeah? If you're up for it, Nathan. Yeah. Me and Nathan will take like 2 days. I'll use like some of the Patreon money, give it to Nathan, yeah, and then we'll just pay him to play battle reports against me for 2 days, and we'll just play Moonclan battle reports for 2 days, and we'll all learn. So we might just use bases and proxies and the whole fucking business. If anyone says it, we're like, what do you want to do? Wait 3 weeks, or just want to see how this shit works right now? Just dropped in to say Merry Christmas. Hi Steve, Merry Christmas to you. Hope you and your wife are out dancing. Best dancing couple 2019, Nathan. 2018.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Valadium still needs to make a trip down Nottingham. Oh yeah, Valadium, please do. Do sometime over Christmas if you get a chance. With a lot of slaps in the battle reports. Cool. Yeah, so I would love to play this army, especially if it's like the Troggoths really excite me. Because I think that they're beautiful models. I would like to. That would be the Troggoths would be what I would. That I did. So some hobby news. I painted yesterday.
Yeah.
And not only did I paint, I watched Vince Ventrella of Warhammer Weekly. What a babe! I watched his Zenithal highlighting video. That's correct. Yeah. And I was doing some Zenithal highlighting, and on the Balefire Taurus. And I've shown it you. Yeah. I was painting, doing like all professional painting.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's quite a decent spell, that is.
Yeah, it's a decent spell. I used it terribly in our game yesterday, but but what I mean is, in the future, I think I'm going to really want to paint stuff well as use it in the game.
Well, you certainly made those archers be the last ones to fight in a fight.
I haven't finished painting up the gay giant yet. No, I have not. I'm so sorry, Retastanti. But he might be something. I might do that over the Christmas period, either Boxing Day or Thursday. I think I might just hang out in the studio and do more painting, which I'm really excited about. Not forgetting that we've obviously got League of Knights not very far away either. Nikos has been incredible with that.
How many points was that bull thing, by the way?
100 points. Oh, okay. You think too much?
No, I think against some armies that's definitely worth its.
Yeah, I think
loaf of bread.
And I use it really badly. So we're talking about the Balefire Saurus from Beast of Chaos. I took a Zangor Shaman on disc, and then I used it in my Chaos Dwarf army. And I used it really badly, but I think it was right. If I'd have used it on the left-hand flank against the Arachnarok and the Giant...
Yeah. Because of the Gargant.
The Gargant, yeah. Then that would have won me that fight.
Yeah, probably would have helped a bit there. Although, if
you
rolled those cuboid bastards a bit better, then you would have been alright. But there you go. No, I think the combination of that with your little units of fire Kadais, that great combo,
yeah.
Except you have to keep them away from that Taurus, don't you? Because they're not beasts.
No. So the big question is, I think someone said, Nikos, I have been summoned. Yes! Merry Christmas, Nikos. Nikos, one of the nicest people, by the way, in the whole world, and that moves me on to my next subject.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Nikos.
Merry Christmas, Nikos. Mr. Rector says, do we think any of the new product line is going to sell out? I think Games Workshop don't realise how much. Maybe they do.
They've probably learned by now. Hopefully.
No, I don't. Well, that's not my point. My point is I don't think they understand the sheer volume of people that will get into.
Moonclan.
Sorry, Gloomspite, Gitz.
Moonclan.
No, old man, you're gonna have to stop saying that. How do you feel about that?
Like goblins.
I've got my goblin army. You're gonna have to start calling them Gloomspite Gitz. How do you feel about that?
So many things.
You're gonna call them
so many things.
Zarbags Gitz.
That's great. I'm in. I'll call him Gloomspite Gitz.
Yeah. Hi, the Norn. Merry Christmas to you too. So the next subject I wanted to talk about, I'm surprising you with this subject now. Yeah, because it's Christmas. Yeah, and I want all of us to kind of be involved in this because we had a great time this weekend because we were at our friend Joe's wedding.
Oh yes.
But Joe, we've met through Warhammer, and this is the subject I wanted to talk about because obviously, number one, I wasn't expecting this to be what we talked about, but Christmas can sometimes be a super hard time for some people. Yeah, generally the period, and I also know that the hobby itself can be something that people use to escape the world when it's not great. So number one, if you're ever having a tough time in the world, you should always message Honest Wargamer, yeah, and then John will get back to you. I may get back to you, yeah, but John will.
But not in a bottle. That
to messages, no, not in a bottle. But if you're out there ever having a tough time, then obviously reach out to people.
Yeah, there's always people around.
Yeah, and we love you, and just know that, and just message people. But then following on from that, the subject I wanted to talk about was just how incredible this community is, especially based on what happened this weekend, and based on like my experience in the Honest Wargamer this year, as a kind of way to round off the Honest Wargamer this year. The subject. So what happened was this weekend is we went to our friend Joe Purcell's wedding.
We did.
So
we met Marathi. I've got a number.
Yeah. So the people that went were all the four people who we went with were So the four of us, of which me and Nathan were two, was
your mathematics is fine.
I was just fucking nailing it. No, Nate, get a 1 to charge or a 3. No, never mind. Merry Christmas, Coach. Anyway, my point is I wanted to talk about like the highlights of what being in this hobby is like. So this weekend, we were at Joe's wedding, and the four of us were all Warhammer players. Now there was a bunch of other people, and they were fucking obsessed about the fact we were Warhammer players. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Joe mentioned us in his speech, so again, congratulations to Joe.
Yeah. He's good lad.
Great lad. Yeah. Hilarious speech.
It was good.
Real good. This is. Should we do it like an event? A review of Joe's wedding. Okay, right. A review of Joe's wedding. So the pack wasn't up to much. He just said, "Turn up here."
Yeah.
Yeah, and we thought we were going to the service, but we skipped that.
Yeah. We missed the whatever it's called, the first part of the game.
We missed round one. We were late. We missed round one, but we did get there for round two.
Yeah.
Where, and this is exceptional. I've never experienced this at an AOS event. I have never seen a free bar. So we walked in and there were some free beers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you don't get that at most AOS events.
No, which would cripple most people's budgets immediately.
Yeah, but Joe took it on.
Yeah, well, we crippled his budget.
We did. That was great. So walked in. That was excellent. They all walked in. So the bride and groom walked in, and he was wearing goggles designed to see into the future.
Yeah.
Biggest glasses I've seen in my life.
Yeah. They looked like they were from the set from the Green Hornet.
I thought they were Google Glass, if I'm honest, because it was quite a fancy red. So
I thought he just had X-ray glasses on so he could just check out his missus early. Okay, good.
Two items to mention about this particular wedding. The other two members who went with us are unnamed Games Workshop employees.
Yeah.
Let's just reference to that. So
I never know who they are.
I've never met them. I was like, who are you?
I don't know their names. I've seen them around occasionally. One beer, por favor.
Mick Wendell says, and good, I want more stories like this in the chat if you don't mind. Mick Wendell says, I'm going to be one of 4 groomsmen at a wedding. The groom is giving each groomsman cufflinks representing one of the 4 Chaos Gods while he wears Archeon cufflinks. Love when people embrace the hobby to the fullest, says Mick Wendell. Yeah, there we go.
I bet he's only got a end one sword.
You should say that, Mick. Make sure you say that when he puts them on. Be like, anything to say? He's only got a Ren 1 sword. Yeah, puts the ring on.
And I've got the Slanesh cuffs.
See me at the bar later. Anyway,
they're not cufflinks, they're cuffs.
So thankfully we did skip the because I assume the service is a bit like a health and safety briefing. So we skipped that, which was good. And then we got straight to the dancing and the food. Food, by the way, also free. Excellent.
Yeah.
You don't get that many events.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was vegetarian options for soy boys like me. Yeah,
there was all the dead animals for other people.
There was, even a fish. I saw its head. Yeah. I was like, oh god, that's just really alive. Well, it's not. It was dead. Venue, great, really good lighting. We didn't live stream it. Because we couldn't get permission from the TOs.
Yeah, top table was a bit gamey, but there you go.
Top table was really invested in having a great time. Yeah, and the top tables also took up a lot of the conversation with speeches galore. Yeah. It was like it was all about them.
Yep.
And you know what competitive people are like when they're on the top table.
It is all about them.
It is all about them. They don't care about anyone else. They're going to be listening to this back being like, yeah, do you know what?
It was about us.
And then there was dancing. So the social element of the event was excellent.
Yeah.
So
everybody was super friendly. Had a great time. Yeah,
it was. Really friendly. Good atmosphere. Joe, I've got to say, groom. Yeah, I still think he gets best sports vote. Did really well. A lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Although potential second place, Keith, his dad.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Keith was great fun to talk to. He didn't give a speech, but the best man, his speech was quite good.
His speech was very good.
It was just basically reading out all of Joe's text messages, which are quite hilarious. So that was good.
But yeah, so generally speech is excellent. Good award ceremony.
Yes, well done.
Yeah, it was really fun. Me, Nathan, and the 2 unnamed Games Workshop employees decided after to go on a soiree. We did invite the bride and groom out, but the bride seemed up for it. The groom, though, was like, I'm tired. I've had a tough day. He wanted to sleep.
He was a baby.
Yeah, he was being a baby about it. Yeah. Also, we should these for code word references to make this easier. The 2 gentlemen who were with, one of them is now codenamed the Bear. Also, we got put on a table with all teachers. So there was the 4 of us, all teachers, and these teachers were obsessed with the fact that we played Warhammer. They were like, and Joe spoke about us in his speech, which was really sweet and amazing. And they were all like, so wait, so you just play with toys? I was like, no, we also have jobs. Well, not Rob, he doesn't have a job. But his job is talking about toys. But ignore that. The rest of us have jobs. Those 2 work for the company. Okay, right, ignore this, right? But yes, we love the
toys.
We love the toys. And we go to tournaments where there are other men and women who love the toys. And they're like, no, this seems too far. Yeah. And it's like, well, do you have a husband or anyone who likes football? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, it's the same thing. They're passionate about that. We're passionate about this. And they were like, no, I don't understand it. It's impossible. Was that your experience of them? Because they were blown away by it.
Yeah, well, they seemed, really interested in it. They did talk about what we did quite a lot, really.
It's the only thing. We had to work really hard to move away from the subject.
Yeah.
I spoke to that lady about Captain Picard for a bit, but then most of the time I was explaining to her I told her about the Horus Heresy. She's like, I kind of like Star Trek. I was like, you should read the Horus Heresy. It's like that, but better. Lol normies, says Merry Christmas, Lee Bromley. Hope you're well.
Yes.
So the point, right? Anyway, so then me, Nathan, the bear, and then the pink fella,
the husky bear,
and the pink fella. We all went out. We did some dancing. We had a great time. Unfortunately, later on, there was a riot.
Sure.
There was a riot, and then an overzealous member of the police force.
Yeah.
Very overzealous, decided because Nathan stood in the middle of the street and said, Moonclan are the best forever. In a loud voice, and so they pepper sprayed him.
Yeah.
They did.
They did. I got a face full, right in the eyes, right in my mouth, and all over my face. Yeah, it was pretty painful.
So would you like to talk about that?
Well, it's probably the most painful my eyes have been since I saw that Robin Hood film. So yeah.
The new one. That is a pretty bad film. Although based on my experience of you, Wonderwall did actually come on during the wedding. It was awful, terrible. Actually, negative point about the wedding. The gaming venue. Music was terrible, and the hand dryers were only okay. Yeah. But the hand dryers were okay.
One of them was. The other one didn't work.
Yeah, so 50-50 on that event. So yeah, they got pepper sprayed, and then
by the cops. Yeah,
by the cops.
Motherfuckers! It was very painful.
It looked so painful. I felt so bad for you. I wanted to like be able to get it off you, but at the same time, because also a lot of people don't know this, but we pour water on his face and we splashed some of it off. The husky bear fella did, and some of it went on my face, so I kind of got pepper sprayed a bit as well.
Sure.
By the way, as in future iterations of this story, I'm like, so me and Nathan were at our friend's wedding, and we both got pepper sprayed.
It's just going to end up you being pepper sprayed.
Nathan got a bit on him. Anyway, so then we looked after Nath, and eventually we were fine. You then went and did some more shots, and we all got a pizza, and it was fine. Wish we'd have live streamed it. There's a certain level of we can laugh now, but at the time it was not funny. Especially as then the guy was hit with a baton. It's like, calm down. You're like 4 feet tall. I was like, I get that you're really, really scared. Yeah? Because we were having a really pleasant conversation with the copper, because he's like, yeah, it's really going to hurt him for a while. And I was like, well, why did he get sprayed? He's like, sometimes we just spray people. It's not like intentional. It's just there was a lot of folk, and we just thought, well, he's a fella. He'll
standing on his own. Yeah. We'll get him.
We'll get that one. We'll get this fella.
Yeah.
Anyway, really fun. So we did some more shots and had a pizza. So that was great. But the point I wanted to make is I was with 4 people who I met through Warhammer. Yeah. We're at a wedding for a guy who we met because of Warhammer. I've been lucky enough to do this show. I got to meet Nikos because of the show, and Tom, John, who I met before. John, who's sent me some messages. Merry Christmas to you, Jonathan Etland, if you're out there in the world. Sent me photos of him and his missus. I become deeply and closely related to people all around the world. Velatron, hung out and had dinner with him when he's come over here. AOS Coach, Dan has come over from Australia. We're going over there. Me and Clint, Vince. There's too many people to name. I know. Why do I know that Steve Dooley and his girlfriend are great dancers? Wife, probably. Why do I know that?
Her as well.
They are really good dancers. I shouldn't know intimately the level of people that I do from around the world because of this, but I do. And the point I wanted to talk about really for the last bit, Nath, was how awesome the hobby is for that. It's great. I don't know if you've got any testaments to make about that, but I just thought it was worth mentioning and just saying and to prefix the start, if you are feeling a bit low, if you are feeling like the world's a bit lonely or whatever that is, go into your local game store, offer to play some games, go on Twitter and message some people, go and play some games and have fun. Because the people, the first person you meet might be a really gamey twat, yeah? And in which case, that's fine. Gary has to play Warhammer somewhere, right? Right? But, no, I'm being serious. But, and he's a lovely fella as well. The people you can meet are amazing. And there's clubs, and if you're not sure, start a club. There's a bunch of amazing people around the world so this hobby can be a gateway for you making lifelong friends, because it has been for me.
Definitely has,
so I just thought worth talking about.
Yeah, I agree totally. It's just a great. It's the great thing is it gives you something to do. If you're at home on your Todd, you've got your hobby that you can do. You can paint, you can read, there's so much you can do. Listen to podcasts. You can interact with people.
Twitch chat
from your home, on the Twitch chat, on Twitter. There's so many, Discord, WhatsApp groups galore. So, yeah, and then, but the best part is when you get out there and you're at the table, you've got your opponent across the board, and then you just fucking do them one with your army. Slay them all.
I put a picture in the Seraphon WhatsApp group earlier. I don't know if you saw it, if you're in there, and it was just, let me show it to you. I don't know if you guys in the chat can be able to see it, but I'm going to try and find it again. In fact, it'll just be in my gallery, won't it? I love Android phones. There we go. Right, so if you guys can see this, I'm going to try and make it so. It's a picture of, it's from Jurassic Park, and it's a picture of Dr. Malcolm. Yeah, and when he stood there, like at the beginning, and it says, when you're about to just absolutely fucking destroy a shithead kid who doesn't respect dinosaurs. And there is absolutely nothing better than that, and just being like, this is my army, and they are going to fucking push your poo in, and we're going to have a great time. So if anyone in the Twitch chat has got anything similar, but like, because Christmas can be tough, yeah, and whether or not you're having a great time or you're not having a great time, like, just remember that, like, the hobby is awesome because it's got such a welcoming group of people. And I spoke about this to a lady at the wedding. She was like, what? I was like, well, you have to innately be able to socialise a tad. You have to innately, like, walk up to a table and be able to talk to someone to play a game.
Yeah.
And while there's a whole bunch of people who are like, I'm nervous, I don't like going out, or I find it difficult to interact with people, like, the nature of the game means you've always got something to talk about. You can always fall back and just talk about Warhammer if you don't have anything interesting to tell.
Exactly, and there's just so much. I mean, more often than not, we'll end up talking about Warhammer for hours on end.
Mainly because I don't have anything else to talk about.
And it's a load of bullshit, really, but it's great.
It's great bullshit, though. It's real good. So I just want to see what the guys in the chat are saying. Did everyone turn up for the day 2 of the event, says the Adequate Wargamer? We did. Yeah. We did. Donald's in the chat, the Grot Terrorist. Grot Terrorist, are you excited about your own Battletome?
Yeah. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas. Pabine, I've had an Xmas Eve dinner with friends last night, and it was all AOS folks and their partners. So there you go. Look at Pin. Is there a possibility on the site you could put a list of local gaming clubs? There is, actually, but there's already a site that's available and an app. So there's an app that's made by Uncle Atom called, I can't remember. Problem is AOS is like a little, like, not as much as 40k, but I think there really needs to be a centralization of all the systems. So maybe eventually we'll put something like that on the site, but right now there's not a plan. The Templar, you can bond over sending nudes with Warhammer, says the Templar. That's Shadespire people for you, a bunch of fucking weirdos. Gotta have a TV. My wife took my kid to work today. I've painted 40 Chain Rust, assembled 30 more Grimgas, Reikenor, and based 3 Nighthaunt leaders. Wow. That is real talk. Oh, let's all know what you're doing, by the way. Palladium, it's taken me 2 days to put together 10 Arcanauts. AOS Coach, couldn't agree more, Nathan and Rob. It's called Game 4, that's what it's called, the app. So it's Game 4, all one word. But it's not the number 4, it's FOR. Donut, I'm a little excited, unable to sleep ahead of preview. Nikos, I've met all of the best mates via Warhammer. One of them swears that playing more time with us all helped cure his cancer. It's a miracle drug. Yeah, and Nikos has been nothing but amazing. If you have the opportunity to talk to Nikos, you should.
Yeah, he's
like,
great.
He's fucking hilarious and deeply cutting when he gets the opportunity to be, which is just great.
Which is how he cured the cancer. Those deep incisions.
There we go. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, that's. Unless you got anything else to say on that subject, like, I don't think I've covered it, but like, I think I showed you that.
No, other than pepper spray burns like a motherfucker.
It does. It does, but it was all over my eye. Yeah? Who's killing me? Jack Spencer, I'm building 24 cargo containers and I've done 6. Christ, calm down. 2000, we're going to do a show, or hopefully if we get time, we're going to do the 2018 highlight show. Things that happened in 2018.
Cool.
Yeah, if that's okay with you guys. Dad, Hammer, CG, all my social circles revolve around Warhammer. It is. I also think that's why some of us don't leave. like the game.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we stay around it for so long, right? Because you just like, well,
yes, where your mates are. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you might feel like the game is against you a bit, or
especially when your army sucks. Like some armies, like let's put it out there, some armies just suck, right? Because they're just not as good as the other armies, whether that be points or rules. Yeah, and that can be quite hard, like knowing that, and then being like, I want to go play with my friends, but I'm going to lose. Like, no one wants that kicking. Which I'll do later. Well, before I even go into it, no, I'm going to lose terribly. But there's loads of stuff. All my social stuff. Painting my last 40 Corsairs.
Talking about an army that sucks.
Yes. Scourge Privateers. Danhammer, though, doesn't seem to give a fuck about what anyone thinks. He thinks Scourge Privateers are going to win everything. So you got nothing else to add to that, do you think? Has anyone else in the chat got anything to add to that subject, the subject of...
Well, I agree, that's great. Christmas subject, good.
It is a good Christmas subject, right? Yeah, especially going into the new year as well, where people can be busy, people can be poor, because everyone's spent up over Christmas, or like whatever it might be a 5-week month or something like that. It can be a tough time, so just like remember, like you got a great like support network of individuals out there in the world, which is just awesome. Which is really fun. Like, give an example. When I go down to the London Masters, I just got offered because obviously because the only money I make is through Patreon and Twitch. Like I try and be as cheap as possible. So like someone was like, I can put you up for the night in a room. I'm like, yes, sold. Because I feel like I know I'm not, because I'm being paid to create content, but I feel still sometimes I'm like, well, this is other people's money, so I should just be like sleeping on floors and like eating jam sandwiches and living that life, which is I'm super okay with. Like I'm very comfortable with that. Doesn't bother me. But like, because we're going to get to do some awesome shit next year, so fuck those guys. I'm well happy about that. But yeah, like that's really cool. So, what I mean is, it's a great community. It'll just bend over backwards to help. The Irish fellas have just done nothing but be super helpful about going over to do the event over there, the team event, and then also so you want to shout out to D, big old D,
big old Dan?
No, D.
Oh, D, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to say thank you to D?
Yeah, that's mental. So yeah, he's made a big contribution towards the flying to the CanCon.
Yeah.
Fun.
Specifically, he wrote a message to you and said, that Rob guy fucking sucks, I can't believe he's coming over.
Yeah. I was wafting a jet far away.
Didn't he message you and say, I can't believe that Rob guy's coming over to Australia, he's such a turd.
Can't you leave him behind?
Yeah,
Drop him off in Western Samoa on
the way. So we're sending somebody so only you can come over, Nathan, because he doesn't drink and he doesn't eat meat, so we're going to hang out with you. Yeah, because that Rob guy sounds fucking rubbish.
Sounds lame.
He sounds lame. Fuck that guy. Yeah. So big shout out to D. Big shout out to Clint as well, who organised the GoFundMe to send us out there.
Getting us to go out to CanCon to stream that is mental. That's great.
I'm super excited.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, obviously we've had Dan come over here, Dispossessed Dan, and if he's anything to go by, and obviously the interactions we've had with AOS Coach and all the rest of these Aussies.
Papa Peen.
Yeah, Papa Peen, all of these guys. They seem like they've got a really sound community over there. It's going to be awesome to go.
It's such a vibrantly strong community as well. And the pushback, like we saw last week.
Have a few Fosters with them.
We'll drink loads of Fosters with them. That's what they love doing. Like that's their thing.
All day long.
Do you know what's good is I don't even need to ask you what you want for Christmas because it's come out today.
Yeah. Exactly.
But 2019, happy Christmas. Thanks, Phil Grima. With everything that we know, Nath, what are you excited about for next year? Are you just like, I don't care about anything apart from the Grot Battle Tome for a while?
I mean, next year's going to be awesome because Grot's going to be the top 5 positions on all the tournament charts.
1, 2, and 3 all the time. Please nerf Grots.
It's going to be great. But Lee's got a point there. There's so much reward winning games with an army that sucks, and so I'm hoping that the Grots are full of character, but I'm hoping they're not like over the
Would
top.
you hope that they're like old Skaven, where it's like a bunch of random shit happens? Like
Yeah, but more in a grot fashion. So the Skaven are pretty cool with their weird
things that blow up and stuff.
with their stuff that blows up. But grots have got.
I should probably say that. I'd probably say that in a better way. What Skaven have is they have a bunch of machines and magics and other stuff that is volatile, and then it's sometimes it'll work, or likely is not. It won't work, and will hit them back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, exactly. It's extremely volatile, and it's a good chance it's going to blow you away when they get it going. But every now and again, it backfires and blows them away, which is fun. It's fun to play against them, definitely. But then the grots have got their own sort of take on it. So again, slightly inept sort of stuff, but then also really vicious and pretty cunning stuff as well.
Would you say spiteful?
Spiteful and fairly gloomy.
Those fucking Gitz.
No, they're very cheerful, actually. Why are they called us gloomy? Why do they call us gloomy? Spiteful, yeah.
Spiteful, yeah, but gloomy, no.
Cheerfully spiteful.
Yeah, I don't. Oh my god. You say I play emo dwarves. But, oh my god! Thank you, Games Workshop. Have you got emo goblins?
I might have at this rate.
We're both playing emo armies, the emo dwarves and the emo goblins. Oh my god! I'm so chuffed.
Give them all
I hope that they are so gloomy and so emotional. No. I'll be like, oh my god.
Once the bad moon spoke.
Are they millennial grots? Oh no.
I might be playing Dispossessed all next year then.
So wait, hold on. Nathan Rob, would you welcome back Old Animosity? Oh, so what? So that was from... Yeah.
So I would. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I used to love the Old Animosity. I used to love getting fucked over by my
And so if you guys weren't aware, what would happen would be in Warhammer Fantasy Battle days, so back in the day, units of grots would effectively, you would roll a test at the start to see whether or not that they would be bickering with each other or the lads next to them.
Yeah, no, but yeah, so the thing I loved about Animosity was that there was a chance it would work in your favour as well. So it would sometimes it would make them like vie with each other to get better, and they would suddenly just surge forward. You do lose control of your army a bit when they start doing their own thing. But it's cool that you can work a mechanic into a game whereby suddenly the pieces just start playing the game on their own. And you're just stood there watching. It's like, it
lets you have some interaction with your army, right?
Or the army just starts to play itself, which is quite funny, because you're a typical general then, like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I don't think I'd mind them having that in. Obviously, that would make it like, so competitive gamers would be less interested in that, because they usually like, so the more competitive the gamer, the more boring the army they like, realistically.
Make them less reliable. But definitely, I'd be up for it. But I know a lot of people, and I've heard some of the designers at GW didn't like some of the aspects of it, so I can't imagine it's going to be back. So.
I hope they have like a cycle, like they have something, like the tides that they have for
the allegiance ability.
Will
be like more like a tide thing than a constant.
Like the waxing and the waning of the moon.
Or the circle on the Nurgle.
For a Nurgle wheel, the contagion wheel. So that would be cool. Like the more vibrant the moon, the more powerful the army. Or possibly the less vibrant, because they like being dark, don't they? Because they're so emo, these goblins. So they like it being like dark and candlelit, because they probably...
Although they worship the moon, so...
Yeah, they listen to him, don't they? That's probably the main issue. So they're just there with their My Chemical Romance hoodies. See, someone's got to bully you about it, because I don't get to play them, and you're going to be like, everyone's going to be loving it, so I've got to pick on them a little bit, otherwise... They do all have hoods, don't they?
They do indeed.
Like little emos.
Fuck you.
Like little old emos.
I think they've got a bit more backbone.
Millennial Grots are entitled to an extra command point each turn. There we go. Weasdy, loved Animosity, was never that guy who put Black Orcs in units to stop Animosity. The Norn will show you.
I never had Black Orcs in mind to do that.
No.
But I had great stories. lined up like a flank charge on a load of vampires. I was gonna fuck them up, but then my dudes started fighting each other, and that was it. Game was
over.
That was it. Game done. But then another game, I was like, I rolled the 1 and then the 6. Like a chaff unit of grots just decided, fuck you, we're gonna charge that ogre bus. So I was like, well, they're gone. It's like 20 little night goblins charging an ogre bus with all the fucking tyrants and
just the whole thing.
Yeah, battle all the bruisers and stuff like that. So well, I've just thrown that unit away. But then I also had the dude with the wizarding hat.
Yeah.
And he had rolled Shadow.
He's Occam's Mind Razor then.
I managed to get Mind Razor off and enfeebling the foe. This little 20-man unit of grots beat them in combat.
Took out an ogre bus.
And then ran them down.
He must have been so triggered.
Yeah, 60 points of night goblins killed. Like 3/4 of an ogre army.
Oh my god.
He was like, fuck. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I want it back, so that can happen again.
I do like the idea of that, the army becoming a little uncontrollable. That sounds really fun, especially Troggoths. I liked it. I don't really like stupidity, but they had that rule for a bit. Like you know, they could just stand around. It's a little bit unreliable, and it does make them so unreliable that in any sort of setting they probably wouldn't be taken unless they're like stupidly good 5 out of 6 times.
Yeah.
But
yeah, as long as there's a balance, so as long as you can get a positive thing out of it as well as a negative, although you don't have to get the negative thing out of it. No. You could make it a little buff thing that only works occasionally. So yeah.
Fanatics are also out of stock, Nath.
Yeah.
Do you think Fanatics are going to go away?
No.
Don't think so?
Never.
It's pretty iconic, right?
Yeah. Fanatics, Netters and Squigs are just never going to go away, are they?
I'd like it if they also put in, so some guys may not know, but Silver Tower had a unit of Spider Grots, the Scutlings.
Yeah, they were a cross between MoonClan and Spider.
Yeah, and I've got a ton of them somewhere, and I would love it if they got, like, they do have rules already, but they're very bad.
They're not in...
AOS 2?
Yeah, they're not in there at the moment.
Okay, alright, well, hopefully we're seeing them come back and being able to be usable in a game.
At least I couldn't find them. They're not under MoonClan or under Spider-Clan.
What were their names?
So they were called Scutlings, unless they're in a separate part of the app. But I couldn't find them ever.
Well, so Scutlings just aren't in there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to double type it in just to see if Scutlings are in. Oh, Scutlings in. No. No. Okay. But so it would be cool if, because Silver Tower's still on sale, I think. It would be cool if Scutlings made an appearance, because obviously you've got the Gaunt Summoner, the Ogroid Thermitage, so they're called Grot Fan Scutlings, which potentially could change it up, but I don't think they're. I don't think they're in the
I don't even remember seeing them in the handbook. Looking at the points, so
no. So it would be nice if they also got included in there as well. I'd like that. That'd be fun. Didn't Scutlings get removed? Yeah, they did.
I don't think they were in the General's Handbook. So hopefully they like you said, they'll come out, or something similar will be in the new battle tome, the Gitz.
The Gitz. Do you think it's just going to be so good? It's going to be so good. And then what will be invariably disappointing is I'll really like a unit and it'll have guff rules. Because, like, let's just be, like, this is no dampener on the spirits. Just some of the rules are going to be rubbish. Like, but some of the rules are also going to be great.
Yeah.
Like, it would be nice if
most battle tomes have got some things that are that you never see. But some of the battle tomes are, like, very well rounded. Like the Daughters of Cain stuff. Vast majority of the stuff in that book you can use.
It's quite, yes, but it's quite limited. But not the Archer Snake Ladies, not really. I mean, you can use it, but like it just seems like it's way.
Well, nobody's taking any bows and arrows these days. Yeah, but if you were going to take them, you would take. They're not bad.
I take a lot of arrows. Well, particularly fiery shots.
Say guns, yeah.
Which like is really good. Someone was talking on some thread the other day, and I was like, I take shooting all the time. Like, wait, I was like one of the least shooty armies I took against you. That was more my combat one, and it only made sense to make a combat army because I was taking the Tauros Endless Spell from Beast of Chaos. So I'd invested 280 points in making combat better. So I just added more combat into my army, but I run a lot of fire glaives, and they're just amazing. So I hope also that there's like archers in this. I quite like the idea also of just like, because it also feels quite an old worldy army. Like the Moonclan Grot, sometimes you're like, I've got 40 archer boys, and I've also got 40 stabber boys. I've got like some shamans and a war boss and a monster. Like it feels very like uniform. I hope they don't get the Ardneth Deepkin thing where you just end up with like 18 or 27 eels on the board.
Just like these are these monstrous cav size squigs
that are just so good,
and we are just going to take 20 of them.
Which is kind of like upsetting what happened with the Tzeentch Battle Tome as well, right?
Yes.
Like because you had Skyfires, they were just too good. You've got the eels that are just too good. Stormcast, I still don't 100% agree with the Secretors are just too good. Like, I just think no one's... Anyway, a different conversation. But, and Nighthaunt, obviously, Grimghast Reapers, pretty solid. But I think most of the Nighthaunt stuff is okay.
Yeah.
I just think, obviously, they're better in Legion than the Gash, which is sad. But, I mean, the Black Coaches were the one that really hurts me, because I'd be this close to being into a Nighthaunt army if I had the money. Based on the Black Coach. If I could build an army around the Black Coach, but it's just not. It's like, and that's what's really sad. It's an £80 model that they could sell to me. Like, I'm this close. You haven't got to do a lot to convince me. You just got to make it that it does something in the game, and it just doesn't do anything. And that's the thing that really upsets me sometimes, is because you would like, you know, when people talk about balance, it's not really that. It's just I like variety based on. I like variety. So if I could see a bunch of different armies on the board, that's always really cool. And like, so I hope everything is viable in there to some degree. Or I'd settle for the army, for the Moonclan book, to be an army that wins 3 or 4 games at a tournament, but then everything in it is viable.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you could just take like a monstrous cab squig unit, let's say, and that will always win you 5 games, or it'll go 4 to 5.
Yeah.
I think I'd much prefer it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope it's not over the top. Definitely.
Yeah. Those are the models I tend to go for. Me and my brother are associate OS. It's actually more embarrassing for the winner. Are you trying? Because it looks like you were trying. I wasn't trying. I promise.
It means that you win it every time, even when you lose. Like, you can't lose this game if your army's
no.
like that.
No. So loads to come from the Honest Wargamer in 2019. So expect the best. Again, shout out to everyone in the Twitch chat today. Big shout out to Velatron donating so many bits. Really lovely of you. Big shout out to Mick also doing the same. Thank you to all the people who subscribe. Thank you to all the people who subscribe on Patreon. I hope you guys really enjoy the content that we do. You guys have paid for thehonestwargamer.com. What I'm really excited about as well, Nath, talking about the Moonclan, the Gloomspite Gitz, the emo Gitz. That's easy. I've nailed it. I'm just going to call it the emo Gitz from now on. What's easy about this is it'll be the first time a Battle Tome has been released while the site is live. So you guys are going to see. So what happens when a Battle Tome gets released is I do like an intense set of notes, and Nathan's seen that, like, because obviously when I go and do commentary or other stuff, I like to commit as much of it to memory. Like, I know for a fact I need to go back and do the Khorne Battle Tome in my head. Like, I don't feel I've got it all together anymore. But once I've got that, I'll be able to translate that into lists and unit rundowns on the web store. Not on the web store, on thehonestwargamer.com. So hopefully, like, as soon as I've got the book, that'll be my first week's job. And then thehonestwargamer.com will feature all those. So you go, actually, I really want to do the Troggoths. So you go on to unit rundowns, and then the Troggoths are like, okay, this is how I would use Troggoths, and then there'll be a list that's Troggoth heavy, and then there'll be other people like, I'm sure Donal, I'm sure Mick, I'm sure a bunch of the list writers are out there. We'll do some guides on what they think is good, and then that should be like a great resource for people for the next like 6 months to a year. Yeah. I'm only saying that because based on General's Handbook's changes and potentially scenario changes, so I don't know how long. It should be 6 months to do the next General's Handbook, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it's the first time we've had a Battle Tome come out while we've done that, so I'm well pumped to like type it all in and just be like, just for shareability as well, because just every time I'll definitely doing lists as Donal. There we go. So you should hopefully have some. I'm sure you'll be doing lists as well, Nath. So you're talking about some of the best Moon Clan players currently in the world who are going to be like writing lists. I'm not one of them. I'm not including myself. I'm just a fastidious note taker. Yeah, I can't wait to find out what happens. I'm making chicken kebabs for lunch, so I'm not chatting, but have a great Christmas and thanks again for everything. Thanks very much, Coach. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Vladian, we added a new phase to the game, the retrospective phase. It's where we do Mystic Shield or Save Roll or whatever we forgot to do about 3 turns ago. That's a good phase, Vladian. Good job.
Return models that were killed erroneously.
You haven't done this. So expect loads. Hopefully it's good. Nathan, can I say thank you to you for being on the show with me the past year? You've been incredible.
Thank you.
I couldn't have done this year without you, so you're an angel. Merry Christmas. Thank you to Nikos and Tom and John and Speckles and Chris and just a bunch of people out there in the world. There's too many people to name. All the people
all of those guys.
All the people that have messaged me, LV, everyone on Twitter, everyone on Facebook, everyone who messaged John Scrivens, the fucking drawer himself, Tom Wallish making the website. There's too many people probably to say thank you to, but I'd like to say thanks to everyone, like the Oscars. And I'd like to thank my God, the Lord Hashut.
And Marathi.
Not Marathi, because
she's her number.
She's a goddess, and I'm not into her. Merry Christmas, guys, to everyone in the chat. So Merry Christmas to all you guys. Join us every week when you get the chance. I'm still planning to cast tomorrow, or we feel I'll find out in the morning. See what I get let to do. Maybe I'd hopefully like to. Midday cast with me and Nathan reviewing the trailer.
Yeah.
Should we? You know that thing that they do when. Cause if you can avoid it, and I know this is so tough for you, but I promise to do a show with you if you won't watch it until we can both watch it, and we'll do it tomorrow.
What?
So have you ever seen people do reacts? Have you ever seen a react video?
No, I've not. I've heard about them though. I've not bothered watching them.
So we would watch the video live, and then people could watch us reacting to it.
Not watch the video when it comes out.
Only for a couple of hours. I have been waiting for this, Rob, for about 5 years. And you're asking me to wait for 2 more hours.
I might just stab you in the dick.
I'll pepper spray you. I'm not scared. I've been pepper sprayed already. Well, we'll talk about it.
Sure.
We'll talk about it. A react video. Potentially tomorrow, a Christmas Day react video from Rob and Nathan.
We'll be screening at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we don't know when it goes out. I wish you guys if they said when it's coming out.
Tomorrow.
Brilliant. All the Screwtober. Anyway, thank you to everyone in the chat. Manimal, Wheels do, Velatron, Papine, Adcool Wargamer, Nikos, Donal, Vladium, all you guys. Thanks very much. See you guys soon. If you listen to the podcast, you guys are also awesome. The unheard masses. If you're watching these videos back, leave a comment, share, like, subscribe. But also just leave a comment and we'll get back to you. That's cool. Send us a message. Thanks for listening to the podcast for the past year and all that. That's great.
To you all, sir.
Yeah,
and all of you ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, honest wargamer.